What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for, got some images here, connected franchise mode, sent in from some viewers and subscribers that really show graphically this game is suffering as well when it comes to attention to detail. And like the Christian Covington video earlier, when you have Madden's best feature, the selling point, the graphics going downhill, to me it talks very much about where the rest of the game is. But, I want to talk about connected franchise mode. Why, in my opinion, it's the biggest failure it's ever been. We were promised this year was the biggest year. We were told about the resources, the investments, and then we were also told that, we never ask for enough. And I wanted to kind of start off with that because, to me, what are we asking for? To me, what I'm asking for is a real-life NFL representation. I don't even want a complete package. And, when you talk about Hard Knocks, HBO series, you talk about the Browns this year, and you watch that, you don't really even have to watch it. But I'm going to go through some scenarios with that because it's relevant. And the things that aren't included in Madden. So let's start off with Hugh Jackson making this decision about a backup quarterback. It's a huge thing. And they take a lot of things into account in terms of preseason play. In Madden, it's represented by a big decision box where you cut a player. In Madden, you don't have players that are issues. Josh Gordon is an issue for the Cleveland Browns. He's probably not going to play a preseason game. And I don't need the full background story of domestic violence or drug issues or whatever you want to bring up with a player off the field. Just make it where a player is an issue where I have to be concerned whether he's going to show up or not. And I have to game plan my team around that. You don't have to develop anything specific. Players that come in and make a veteran impact. Jarvis Landry has elevated that entire wide receiver core. Now, whether you do this from a trade or free agency, it's critical that we have that because that brings value to your players outside of just what they can do for you on the field. Another issue is players that demand a trade. I mean, Corey Coleman basically came in and said, listen, you either want me here or you can trade me. I want that dynamic in Madden. I want a player that's going to be a second or third string receiver say, listen, I'm the number one guy or I'm out of here. And then you have to make that decision. What do you do? How does their contract factor into this? How does their value outside of your team factor into this? Let's talk about actual practice and camp itself. A player like E.J. Gaines going down in practice, assistant coaches like Bob Wiley, who's really became an internet darling. But how about a situation like Des Bryant coming into the facility, meeting with your coaches, having concerns with other players, whether their job is going to be in jeopardy, whether he's going to fit into the scheme. To me, that's not something that I specifically need. It would be nice, but we don't even have a training camp where those battles take place. We don't even visualize training camp, so I don't even think that's something much like fights that happen in camp. Although maybe down the road, that would be a very small thing to add in where maybe you have to discipline your players. It's not even that we want all that, or I guess me specifically, it's not even that I want all that. I don't need to be dealing with, oh, here's a random player that showed up at your facility that wants a shot, or oh, two of your players got into a scrap today, so now you have to find a way to discipline them. Would it be a full simulation experience? Of course. But to act like we're asking for things that are improbable, for the most part, what I just went over has been in other games. Maybe not collectively all in one product, but Madden is going on 30 years to try to get this right. And in my opinion, we're not making that steady progress to continually get a better experience. And the vignettes don't add anything to this. This is what actually brings you back to playing the game. This is what makes the game meaningful, impactful, and adds replay value. And that's one of the things Madden is missing. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. Back very shortly with more commentary.